Hi, and welcome to the Business Pioneer Podcast. I'm your host, Erika Montgomery, founder and CEO of Three Girls Media, Inc., and we're an award-winning digital marketing agency. Today, I'm excited to introduce Coleen Larrett, who is the founder of A Beautiful Face and Skincare, LLC, and she has been transforming the world of skincare for over 14 years. What really began as a simple suggestion from her massage therapist in 2009 blossomed into an entire career as a master esthetician. Her business specializes in personalized facials, cryofacials, microneedling, waxing, and more, and it's all rooted in her commitment to minimal plant-based solutions, which I love. So please join us today as we explore Coleen's passion for helping clients feel confident in their skin and her creative approach to skincare using her custom Skin Bar Pharmacopia and the lessons that she learned building her business. Coleen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Erika.
Yeah, it's great to have you here today. So tell me a little bit about your business and how you got started.
So I was the old lady in my class when I went to aesthetic school. I went back to school when I was about 46, and I was the curmudgeon of the class. Um, I did get started because my just offhandedly, my massage therapist was opening a day spa on her property, and she just randomly said, I worked totally out of the beauty realm. I was an underwriter for a state agency and no thoughts of changing what I was doing. And she just randomly said one day, you should go to school and become my esthetician at the day spa, which I didn't go in that direction, but I did start working for myself as soon as I got out of school. I just noticed a lot of products that were out there when I was in school, even what I learned on weren't really great for the skin. I had a lot of clients that would come back after they'd used a lot of benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, and their skin would just be reefed out and wouldn't be looking good. And so I just thought it's a good time to start looking at things that I enjoy and maybe doing a little more research online to figure out more natural things that would help the skin more than, look for a fast remedy, but maybe look at the root cause instead of just a Band-Aid. And so that's kind of the way I went. And then I also really had a problem with, and this is going to sound bad because I don't want to say that I'm underselling myself, but I just wanted facials to be affordable for everybody. And so I started with that notion that we would try to keep things as affordable as possible.
That's wonderful because everybody deserves a facial, right? And,
right. Yeah.
Facials can be very expensive, $100-something easily, if not more.
Yeah.
And so I love that affordability is part of your core, but even more so, I love that you're committed to wholesome products that are good for the skin, because it never would occur to me that when you're going to school, to beauty school to learn how to do these things, if they wouldn't use products that are really good for the skin. What is that all about?
Well, I think they thought they were, but at the time that line was sold to a big corporation. And as soon as that happens, you notice that the expensive stuff, the natural botanical stuff that costs more money gets replaced with chemicals. So right away, like the stuff that was really it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, but it wasn't hurting anything. They'd add fragrances. I mean, they literally sold right when we were in school. So we noticed stuff that was like calming and never had a problem with it. They added a fragrance to it. Now all of a sudden everybody's having problems with their eyes hurting.
No.
So that's what we started noticing, was a lot of that. So I wasn't gonna, a lot of my the people that I went to school with, they just went straight across and used what they were taught with, but I never liked it. We got graded on selling, so you to sell the product, you actually got graded. My grade was always horrible for selling the product because I never would sell it. They would like, we'd go take them. I'm like, and I'd be like whispering, don't do, no, don't, just
Uh,
walk out the door. You don't have to buy anything. You're totally good.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. But so when I came out, I started creating my own line of stuff. So I carry a professional line and then I carry my own stuff. And now it used to be made in house, and now I go outside and I have it made outside. Um, I'm like looking at all my stuff. It's I'm in my treatment room right now, so it's really easy to kind of look at
Nice.
things. And but yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Fantastic. And you mentioned that right out of school, you decided to go into business for yourself, which
Yep.
I think is so brave because, most people would want to work for, another company for a while and kind of get
Yeah.
their feet wet, but not you. So what gave you the courage just to dive in and say, I'm going to do this?
Well, I had a job. I was doing it on the side. My mom and dad were like, "Oh, this is just a side job. It's not a you can't do this full time." I heard that over and over again for I don't know how long. This is just a side job. I'm like, mm. And then my job at the state didn't work out, and I was left kind of with us kind of a I didn't have a huge client base, so I couldn't just outright quit. And so I was constantly trying to find another job after that that was going to
Mm.
work with my schedule. And then I just gave up. I think I watched one of the like oh gosh, the laws of attraction videos. I don't know, and I started really practicing gratitude. So
Ah,
jumped off the deep end, said I'm not going to get another job. I'm just going to focus on building my business. And as soon as I started doing that, everything started to fall into place. So started like I think 2015 with about 315 clients. By the end of that year, I was up to 687. And then it's just
wow.
continued through that. Like every single year, I've got more and more clients. And they don't,
That's amazing.
well, if you look at the cosmetology side, a hairstylist doesn't normally have to have 2,500 clients or more. They can make their business because people budget for that. But with
Sure.
aesthetics, people consider that a luxury rather than, this is skin. You're just taking care of your skin and you should be
Hmm.
doing the maintenance. But I have a few people that do that, but majority, sometimes I just saw somebody I haven't seen in 8 years the other day.
Wow.
They just don't think about doing it on a regular basis.
Sure. Yeah. And, you mentioned that you doubled your business in a year, which is
Yeah.
astounding,
Yeah.
especially for a brand new business. Tell me how you did that. What did you do to get there?
Well, I was on social media at that time, and I did do a Groupon. Um, and so I have a machine that's called the Skin Classic machine. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but I'm actually the trainer for the company, and I also distribute, that if a professional wants to buy that, I can sell and I can go train. And
Okay.
so that actually set me apart locally with what I could do because I can treat minor skin abnormalities like skin tags and cherry angiomas and barnacles and all that kind of weird stuff. And I think I was the first person with Groupon that ever did the Skin Classic. So we had special language we had to use because we can't say we're removing something. That's not in our scope of practice. So
I
we treat
see.
it, it dries out, and it falls off. So you had to make sure you were very specific in the language. And that really boosted my business right there. I have people that have been coming to me since 2014 because of that Groupon ad.
Oh my goodness, the
Yeah.
power of marketing and
Yeah.
Groupon. And,
Yeah.
I've heard some people have had wonderful success with Groupon and other people it hasn't worked so well, but
You
you are
have to be
certainly,
careful.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. So, what recommendations would you have for people who are, considering Groupon if they're an entrepreneur? What would you
You want to
suggest?
pick something that's not super time intensive.
Mm,
So if it for me to do a facial as much as I charge, that's 90 minutes of my time, right?
mhm.
And I charge anywhere from 80 to $95 for a 90-minute facial, right? If I'm going to only get 50% of that, or 60% of that, that's not giving me very much return. So
Sure.
with the Skin Classic, it's way more expensive. It's not way more, but more expensive. It's less time, less disposable. So things don't cost that have to be thrown away. The probe is like the little probes are maybe 50 cents to a buck a piece. So it's
Hmm.
not super expensive. And I literally can do 1 or 2 lesions, maybe even three in 20 minutes. I can get that done in maybe 5 minutes or less. So
Wow.
it's
So
really
you could
important to
fit.
look at what your time expenditure is, how much it's going to cost you to perform that, and then just your downtime, just how much are you going to get out of it? You really have to weigh it carefully. But it was perfect for me.
Wow, that's a great recommendation because I think that's probably a mistake a lot of Groupon folks make, when they start with Groupon is that they
Yeah.
don't take things like that into consideration.
No.
And have you ever gone back and done another Groupon since that time?
I did. I tried to do, they tried to get me back in for some other stuff. I really like just doing my Skin Classic stuff because it worked well the first time.
Sure.
But I rented a couple houses. So I've been a few places. I used to be in an office off of Black Lake, and then I was downtown off of Union, and then and then I was over by the Olympia High School. So I rented a couple houses, jerry rigged the dining room into my treatment area, and then and that's kind of how I did business. And now I bought my home 2 years ago, and now I have a treatment room in my home.
Oh, phenomenal. Well,
So
congratulations on
yeah,
that.
but Groupon won't let you if you are like in a home, like when I was by Olympia High School, I wasn't really allowed to have signage. And so because
Oh,
I wasn't allowed signage, they wouldn't work with me. And so I was like,
I
no, that's
see.
fine.
Hmm. Interesting to know those restrictions for Groupon for sure. So,
Right. Yeah.
as long as we're talking about marketing, I'm curious what other types of marketing you've done throughout the years. You mentioned that you were on social media at one point. Do you still do social media?
No. I took myself off about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. So
Uh-huh.
everything I get right now, I knew you were going to say that. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but everything is mostly Google. I've got a lot of 5-star reviews. I think I'm over 70 now with 5-star reviews. And then word of mouth. That's
Mm.
kind of how it happens. During December, I have a gift card special I run. This is our 13th year doing it. So they get a relax renew facial, and they save like $15 for each facial, and they can get up to 4 of those. And so I have my ladies that they're my quarterly ladies, so they'll get their 4, and that'll last them a whole year, and it only costs them $200, so they're good
Nice.
with it. Yep, that's
Fantastic.
it.
Yeah. Well, good old Google, you can't go wrong with active
No,
reviews.
no.
And do you actively solicit reviews from your customers or how does
So
that work?
I kind of do bribe them a little bit. So I have a loyalty star program built into my I use Square for doing my business, sliding cards and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they have a loyalty star program, and so they get stars for coming for a visit, for coming in and buying product, for referring somebody. They get 2 stars if they do a 5-star review on either Google or Yelp. So there's 4 stars they can get right off the bat if they want to like get a free facial. And when they get to 10 stars, they get a free 90-minute facial.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. What a great loyalty program.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that reviews are built into that because I'm
Yeah.
sure that helps you get a lot of not only regular reviews, but excellent reviews as well.
It's been really, really nice. I think out of all the reviews, I think I only have one 4-star review, and it wasn't even a bad
Hmm.
review. It was just a 4-star review.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really, I'm so grateful for that. It's been really nice.
Amazing. And you said that's through Square, is that right?
The Square has they have yeah, Square's got quite a lot of interesting things for businesses. It's very interesting.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's something else that I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't necessarily consider when they're either starting their business or even if they've been in business for a while. And looking at options like Square, where you can just easily take somebody's, credit card and do the credit card processing right there. And then
Yeah.
they have all of these built-in loyalty incentive programs that will help your business in other ways, can be really,
Yeah.
really valuable.
Yeah. I keep getting other companies trying to steal me away from Square, but to me, it's worth it. It really is. I don't even want to, I don't even want to leave Square. I'm done. I'm right where I need to be.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing a terrific job for you.
Yeah.
Well, how long have you been in business now?
Oh Lord. We're going, let's see. It's 2025. So you count your practice. So when you started school, so I started school in 2010, I graduated in 2011, and then so I guess we're almost to 15 years. We're going on 15
Wow.
years.
Congratulations. That's a huge testament to you to have been in business that long.
It's been fun. If I would have known that I would have enjoyed this so much, I would have, if it would have been around after I graduated high school. I'm old. They didn't have it back in 1981, so no, it's they didn't even know what aesthetics was. But if I would have, I wish I would have known, because I would have been the next, who knows, Elizabeth Arden.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And
Yeah,
you mentioned earlier that you sell products and that you sell other companies' products, but it sounded like you also have your own product line. Tell
I
us a
do.
little bit
I
about
do.
that.
Um, so it's not 100% organic. I have products. So I just recently had to stop making my scrub, which I have a lot of clients mad about that one because it's a really nice scrub, but it uses walnut shell powder and I can't find the grit. It has to be a certain
Oh,
fine grit, otherwise it's going to be too harsh on the skin. So that's kind of torched right now. But I have a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer that are mine. And then I have some other bulk places that I do business with that I'll take their stuff in and just kind of doctor it a little bit. And then I have a 100% organic massage oil that I created that I use during
amazing.
the facial. So that's my stuff.
Wow. And what's the
It's really
name of your product line?
So they each have their own name. So Tri Chai is the cleanser, and then Balanced Calm is my toner, and then Fresh Bloom is the moisturizer. And it's just really gentle product. Think that the scrub has got that one's 77% organic content. The highest is 91, and that's the calming toner.
Mhm.
The toner is the most got the highest, the cleanest out of all of them. But to have shelf life, you have to add preservatives in, and that kind of changes things
Oh,
around. And
sure.
so it is what it is. But yeah, when I had a little more room, I used to make it here in house. And I just recently, when I moved here, decided I was going to go back and have a lab do it for me. But it's easier that way. I don't have to worry about stuff.
Sure, absolutely. And takes that off of your hands, and then way you can
Oh,
focus
it
on
was
doing what
huge.
you love, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so,
I still am putting around. I'm moving on right now. I'm working on a lip treatment. So I'm
Mhm.
gathering all my ingredients to work on a plumping lip treatment. So that should be done by the end of the month.
Wow, that's exciting. I
It's
know that
fun.
plump lips are all the rage right now, so I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
that'll be a super popular product.
yeah.
And tell me a little bit about where people can buy your products. Do they buy them when they come for an appointment with
Yes,
you, or do you sell
yes.
them online as well?
I don't sell online. I don't know why I don't. To me, that seems like one more thing I'd have to worry about. So since I'm the chief cook and bottle washer, it's just easier for me to do things I mean, I suppose if I was, retired, which I don't think that will ever happen, but I would probably look at selling it online maybe, but it's easier to do it with the way I do it right now.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I
And
do ship
when,
to some of my people that are far away.
oh, okay. Yeah, but they're obviously already customers of
Yeah,
yours.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay. All right. So that makes sense. Great.
yeah.
And then, um, Do your products work for all different skin types?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the Tri Chai is really gentle. I call it Tri Chai. It's got three different teas in it. So it's
Mm.
green, red, and white teas. And it works with acne. It works with, and the nice thing is you can add essential oils to any of my products. They don't have any fragrances to them. So if you didn't like the smell or you wanted, if somebody had acne, they could add tea tree or spruce essential oils to that and have, a more medicated type cleanser to help with whatever. But the nice thing is they're all of them can be they're really versatile. You can add them. I add my cleanser to when I do the customizing of the masks, I'll add my cleanser in because it's really moisturizing and it just adds a little moisture feature to the mask when I'm doing them.
Nice. Wow, that
Yeah,
sounds really nice.
it's
And
fun.
tell me a little bit about the various services you provide. What are your most popular services?
My facials are probably the number one thing because they're it goes between the relax renew facial and I think right now the thing that I do the most of is the age eraser facial right now.
Mm.
Um, it's those are the two favorite of everything, and then I just added an add-on service of doing some facial cupping. So that's a new thing that just got added to the add-on services. Typically, I don't like to add things on unless I like things to be exactly how they should be. I don't think people should go into someplace and then, get sideballed for, um, oh, we added this on and we added that on. I mean, you should know how much your facial is, not, leave with hundreds of dollars added on to it. So I may add on a green tea, but it's their choice. I don't, I ask them first. I don't, yeah, we're not going to do that kind of stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of fidgety.
No, that's okay. And I love the transparency that you really want to be transparent with your pricing for
Yeah.
your customers and make sure they understand what they're getting up front. And
Yeah.
when you mention cupping, I'm familiar with
The body
cupping like a
cupping.
lot of athletes have done for the
Yeah.
body
It's
and
like,
things like that. But is that sort of the same thing for the face, or is this something
yeah.
different?
I'm going to leave camera for just 1 minute so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Oh, great. Okay. I'm curious.
So I actually sell them for my clients after I get them done so they can do them at home if they would like. So that's for the around the lips. It's super tiny, and that's for the face.
Okay.
And so they're really, really tiny, and you're not putting full force behind that. So a little bit of oil for slip, and you're just using light pressure. So I'm never like it's never full circle. It's pinched most of the time. So I control, how much
The
suction is going
suction.
behind
I
there.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Great.
really so if the best analogy I can give you is if you got into a fender bender and you took your car to the collision center and they use the suction to pull out the wrinkles. Get
Uh-huh.
it? So that's what we're doing. We're using that suction to increase fibroblasts that create collagen and elastin to start plumping back up again. So
Interesting. I never knew what cupping was for.
yeah,
So that's a great education. I learned something.
circulation. Yeah, it's definitely circulation.
Ah, okay.
So by
Wonderful.
circulating, you're also creating more oxygen, which is going to bring more vibrancy to the skin.
Hmm.
Yeah. That you
So
don't end up with the bruises. Bruises.
right,
Yep.
absolutely. And you mentioned that you've been in business now going on 15 years. So
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what's next for you? What's happening in the next 15 years? Are you planning on any new services or new changes for your business? What's next for you?
I I kind of have been thinking about opening a school, but I
Ah,
not sure about that one. That's kind of a tentative. There's that part of me that, I've got all this research that I've done, all this, my back bar, the customized masks and stuff. And there's that, your what is it? The creative license. I don't know that I want to give that to anybody. It's like I've worked hard for what I've done, and I love doing my research. I love learning about all the botanicals out there and the things that they do and their different, and if you taught somebody that, then they're taking it away and they can, I don't know. I don't know.
Tough choice.
It is. So, but I've thought also about, teaching people that I want to teach that are on the same kind of level that I'm at, and with that kind of a dedication, and just opening, after I teach, opening that school into a day spa, because we really don't have a full-time day spa here in Thurston County.
Right. That would
But
be wonderful.
it would work. Yeah, I think so. It's just finding the right people that are going to fit in that. And that's where I thought having a school, you'd have people to kind of choose from to bring into that. I'm
Sure.
keeping my hands
Absolutely.
quiet, so I stopped talking with my hands.
That's okay. I do the same thing, so I can
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that.
know. I'm putting him on my knees, so I'm keeping him safe.
And I'm sure that over the last decade and a half, you have learned a lot of lessons as an entrepreneur. So, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned?
Oh Lord. Um, being a salesperson is one thing, but I think really understanding that you don't always know what the customer needs.
Mm,
That you may have an idea, you may have a good idea of that, but you don't always know what they need. And so it's learning to listen is super important in this type of work, in any type of work, because we
sure.
tend to turn our ears off and not listen to people. So I think that's one of the most important things is when somebody comes in, I'll start the conversation, but you just need to listen to that client's customer, um, and really understand what their needs are and go from there. Um, I think value and service is super important, and when we forget that, that's when we don't have a good client base. My
Hmm.
client base is pretty large right now. I think I just did my emails about 2 weeks ago. My one email a year I do. And I have a little over 2,500 in my client roster.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is listening and lessons. Oh my gosh. We don't, it's not like I watch when I go to have my hair done places sometimes, and they kind of, the cosmetologists have it rough. I mean, people are kind of, what they expect for their hair to look. They're kind of mean.
Oh
I
my
don't get
goodness.
that. People are happy when they leave. They're quiet. They're relaxed. They go home. They just want to take a nap. It's just kind
Uh,
of, that's the way because I stay up, I stay open really late. So my last client is usually at 8 o'clock till 9:30.
oh,
And I have people that come in their jammies and their slippers,
oh, nice.
because they know they're just going to go home and go straight to bed. So it
Uh-huh.
works really well.
That's phenomenal. And, with that email database of 2,500 or so contacts,
Yeah.
do you do any kind of email marketing on a regular basis? You say you
No,
send out one email a year. So how
that's
come
it.
you're not leveraging that?
Because most of my clients are older and they don't want them.
Ah, okay.
I just, you really kind of have to, I don't need to,
Mm,
I guess I could, but I really feel like that's abusing the trust that they've put in me to not
I
do that
see.
to them. So
Sure.
that's kind of why I don't. I know I've had a lot of people say that I don't do what I should. I know that. I know it. Hold on, my little computer cord just kind of slipped out there. Oop, here we go.
All right, great. So, tell me a little bit about the advice that you would have for other entrepreneurs, maybe who are either thinking about starting a business or maybe have started a business in the last couple of years. What advice would you pass along?
Sorry, my computer keeps doing these weird pop-ups. Um, I don't know. Because I've done it so differently and I haven't really focused on the hard sell
Uh-huh.
that that some people need to do that. But I think just really getting a good client base, asking them for feedback, to make sure that if you are doing something wrong, you can fix it.
Sure.
Um, I guess that's kind of where I would, and grassroots, that's where I would stick. I think that's where I
Mhm.
would stick, is really stick, ask your clientele for feedback and make sure that they feel like they're heard, you know, implementing things that they've said, if you can. I mean, sometimes you
Yeah.
can't, but if it's possible, implementing what you're hearing from your clients. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot beat customer feedback. And
No.
it's something that is so important because your customers obviously are experiencing your products, your services, whatever it is you provide. And so taking their feedback, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, is so important to learn from
Yeah.
and be able to, take that to heart and hopefully not take it personally and grow from it if there are ways to grow for sure. And so, Coleen, I'm curious, when you're not working, because it sounds like you work a lot, what do you like to do in your spare time? How do you relax?
Well, I have my dogs. My dogs are
Nice.
big. My dogs are actually part of the business. And my dad's 91, so he's usually up here every other week. All my clients ask about my dad. He's kind of famous.
That's great.
He's getting up there a little bit, but he still drives and he's kind of a go-getter. So
Uh-huh.
I spend time with my dad, and I like to bake. I like to create concoctions. I'm always figuring out something. Most of my clients will tell you that I'm getting new gadgets all the time, trying to figure out things. My newest thing was I just got a hypochlorous acid generator. So that's
Oh,
really something that's great, that's natural. So, to make it really, to simplify it, it's just electrified salt water.
okay.
That's
And
it.
what do you do with that?
It's really great. So I put in little spritzer bottles, and they can use it for acne. They can use it for rosacea. They can use it for eczema or psoriasis. It's antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's just a really great. I use it with me in my car when I'm going out places as hand sanitizer.
Oh, nice.
And when it smells a little like bleach. It's really
Ah,
weird. It's
okay.
really just salt and a teeny tiny bit of distilled vinegar, and that's it. But it
Wow.
smells like bleach. When it stops smelling like bleach, it's lost the charge and it's just gone back to salt water. That's it.
Interesting. Wow,
Yeah.
that's fascinating. And you said something that really piqued my interest.
Yeah,
You said your dogs are part of your business. And
they
I
are.
want to think about that because my dog is part of my business. She's our company mascot. She's
Yeah.
all over our website. She's got her home Instagram account where she gives marketing advice. So tell me about how your dogs are part of your business.
And I didn't teach them to do this. They will get up on a client and lay there and fall asleep. And they're
Oh my
big. They're
goodness.
not little, they're big. So
So
I
it's
have,
kind of like doggy massage.
I think it's more like therapeutic in the fact that they're getting the weight and
Mm.
they're quiet and they fall asleep. I just had somebody tell me that when they get up on a treatment table, their heart starts to race a little bit. And when the
Oh,
dogs are on them, that kind of calms them down. But yeah,
wow.
I'd have them come in, but they'd be all over the place if I did that. So, but they're fairly big. I have a Dalmatian Lab Chesapeake Bay Retriever, that's Fiona, and then I have
Uh-huh.
a Australian Kelpie Pit Bull mix, and that's Chevy. We
Oh
call
my
him
gosh,
Chevy.
those are big dogs.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah.
about
Are
50
they
pounds.
have you put them on your website?
They're on my website. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a picture of them so
fantastic.
people know I call them my their therapy dogs in training because I know that they will never pass their test, not ever
Uh-huh.
pass their test. I had one dog that and that was Fiona's mentor. He was the one therapy dog, and he was in the room for quite some time, but he wouldn't get on people. He would just stand up on the stool and put his head there so you could pet him if you were getting anxious.
Hmm.
Yeah, these guys are. I have pictures. Uh, can you see if I show? Oh, I can show you.
Yeah,
Look,
you can share a picture.
there's one right there. Let me see if I can find another one for you. There's another one.
Oh, cutie pies. Look at
Yeah.
them. Oh, love bugs. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's phenomenal. So, Colleen, tell me if people want to find your business, if they want to make an appointment with a beautiful face and skincare, where
Mhm.
can they go? How can they find you?
So I have a a website that's kind of hard to find. It's a beautiful face dot skincaretherapy.net. That's the long one. That's the real one. That's then I have one that's skincareolympia.com because I was always in Olympia. That one's the easier one to find. And then there's an online scheduler on there, and it's really easy to use. It's through Full Slate, which is a Washington. They're up in Seattle, and it's a really easy for most people to get on there and make an appointment, or they can call me. But most of the time, if I'm with a client, I don't have a whole lot of time to talk with people or get it done. But it's me that answers the phone, nobody else.
Nice. And we also know that people can simply Google you. They can
Yep.
Google a
Yep.
beautiful face and skincare,
Yep.
and all your great reviews will come up so
Yeah.
people can look at those. Any final thoughts that you would like to leave our viewers with today?
I don't know. I'm excited for this opportunity. I don't know. What should I do?
Well, people know where to find you, and so
I
that's
do.
great
Yeah.
news. And I would just say call to schedule an appointment, right?
Okay.
Everybody
Call
needs good
or visit the
skincare.
website. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody needs good
Absolutely.
skincare. And so
Yeah.
this is a wonderful time to book appointments around the holidays and for the new year.
Yep.
Get your skin glowing for 2025. So I encourage you to, look at Colleen's website and see all the amazing services that she offers. And of course, like you mentioned, she's always bringing in new technology and fun things to treat your skin. And even if you don't have skin problems, just getting a facial to, really deep clean your pores is a transformative experience and makes you feel so good. So I highly recommend that you contact Colleen. Colleen, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Erica.
being a guest on our show today. We've been talking with Coleen Larrett of A Beautiful Face and Skincare based in Olympia. Colleen, thanks for being
Lacey. We're in Lacey now.
Lacey
Yeah.
now. Thank you for that
Lacey. Yeah.
clarification in Lacey and Thurston
Yeah.
County. So
Yeah.
thank you for that clarification,
Thank
Colleen, and
you.
thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much.